we're going to be working with critical points and concavity. Remember that in order to get my critical points, the first thing I gotta do is derivate my function so I can get the critical points. So f prime of x is gonna be equal to 3x squared over 3 plus 3x minus 28. Those two cancel each other. So when I factorize, I'm gonna get x plus 7 times x minus 4. 7 times minus 4 is minus 28. 7 and 4 equals 3. So x1 is going to be equal to minus 7 and x2 is going to be equal to 4. Those 2 points are going to be my critical points. So I'm going to mark them in my line with minus 7 and 4. So I got to put 3 numbers, one on the left, one in the middle, and one on the right. So I'm going to go for minus 10, 0, and 10. Remember, you don't have to use the same numbers. You can use any numbers you want. We'll get the same answer. Then, those 3 points that I just proposed, I'm going to have to put them and plug them into my first derivative. So it's going to be f prime of minus 10 is going to be equal to minus 10 squared plus 3 times minus 10 minus 28, which equals 42. Remember that the value is not what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at the sign. So if it's positive, that means that it's going to be upward. So in my minus 10, I'm going to put an arrow going upwards. Then I'm going to go for f prime of 0, which I'm going to get 0 squared plus 3 times 0 minus 28. Which turns out to be minus 28. Since it's a negative, it's going to be going down. So, on top of my 0, I'm going to go with an arrow pointing down. And last, I'm going to go f prime of 10, which is going to be 10 squared plus 3 times 10 minus 28, which turns out to be 102. Positive is going to be going upwards. So, over my 10, I'm going to go with an arrow pointing up. Okay? So, with that, I can follow my arrows and going up all the way to my critical point, going down all the way to my critical point, and going up all the way to infinite. Okay? So, what do I have so far? I know that this is going to be my critical point, and that's going to be a maximum. There's going to be a critical point. There's going to be a minimum. So I can start filling my chart. So, critical point maximum is going to be on minus 7. And we're going to be getting the y value later on. Critical point minimum is going to be on 4. And what else can I get now? I can get also my increasing and decreasing. So I'm going to start with minus infinite. It's going to be increasing. So I'm going to go minus infinite, and it's going to go all the way up to my critical point, which is minus 7. Then it's decreasing, so it's going to go from my critical point to my critical point. So it's going to go from minus 7 all the way to 4. And then it decreasing again, and since we're talking about an interval, we have to go union with 4, positive infinite. Okay? Now, how do I get my inflection point? Remember that the inflection point is a part where both concavities meet, one upward, downwards. That's the one. So I'm going to have to get my second derivative. So I'm going to go f by prime of x is going to be equal to 2x plus 3. Equal that to 0 and solve for x. I'm going to have 2x equals minus 3. X equals minus 3 over 2, which is minus 1.5. So, this is going to be minus 1.5. And now I can get my concavity. This one is going down. Remember that it's facing down, it's concave down. So facing up, it's concave up. And this one is going to be concave up. So, My concavity is going to be starting at minus infinite, but it's down. So I'm going to go minus infinite, comma, and I'm going to get all the way to my critical point, which is someplace around here. Minus 1.5. And concave up is going to start on my IP, and it's going to end on positive infinite. So it's going to be minus 1.5, comma, positive infinite. Now, I need to get my y values. So I'm going to plug in my values into the original one. So I'm going to go f of minus 7 is going to be equal to minus 7 cubed over 3 plus 1.5 times minus 7 squared minus 28 times minus 7 plus 32, which gives me 187.167. So that's going to be 187.167. Then I'm going to plug in f of 4, which is going to be 4 cubed over 3 plus 1.5 times 4 squared minus 28 times 4 plus 32, which comes out to be minus 34.667. So that's minus 34.667. And last, I'm going to get f of minus 1.5, which is going to be minus 1.5 cubed over 3 plus 1.5 times minus 1.5 squared minus 28 times minus 1.5 plus 32, which comes out to be 76.250. So that's going to be 76.250. And that's all the information we had to get.